Today I thought we would revisit granny squares. I think I'm ready to just get back and start a granny square-ish project. I'm making a blanket, and the blanket that I'm making is the Persian Tiles blanket. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, well, welcome back. Today I thought we would revisit granny square. And if it wasn't for this post on my community tab, Adie posted her really cute strawberry granny square and just was curious as to what was going on with them. And I know not everybody watches every single video, but I've taken kind of a 2-month hiatus from making any granny squares. I think I'm ready to just get back and start a granny square-ish project. Now, this isn't full-fledged granny squares, but this is a big project. I saw this for the very first time, I believe, on either Reels or TikTok or YouTube Shorts. I'm not really sure where I first saw this particular blanket. So yes, I'm making a blanket. And the blanket that I'm making is the Persian Tiles crochet blanket by Janie Crow. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this blanket or have it on your list of things that you want to make, or maybe you're in the midst of it right now and you're crocheting that blanket. I personally would love to see any of you guys post on my community tab if you are currently making this blanket, because I'm gonna need all the inspiration and stuff to get through this project. Now, I have decided that I'm not going to make it exactly like the pattern. Here, this is, I don't know how well that is going to show up with the lighting in here, but I'll also pop a picture up of the blanket in the color scheme that is in the pattern. I'm not going to do that because I think I would get really, really bored of making the exact same thing multiple times over, especially this octagon shape. I think you have to make like 15, 16, I don't know how many, a lot. And then you got to make little granny squares, and then you got to make half granny squares. I'm going to plan for these kind of videos to only be released on Mondays, but it's not going to be like every Monday. It's going to be maybe once a month, maybe twice, just depending on how much crocheting I do on this blanket. So that's what we're doing. That's the granny square big project that I have decided to embark on. And I'm hoping I can get it done before the end of the year. I joined the Janie Crow Facebook group for people that have purchased the pattern or that are making the blanket, and people post their their blankets and their progress and all, ask questions and things like that. And one lady posted that it took her 7 years to finally finish her blanket, and I was like, oof. I hope it doesn't take me 7 years. But I don't know how long it's going to take. Some people say 7 weeks. Some people said it took them like the whole year. So I'm thinking like September, October, November, December, 4 months. I think I can get it done in 4 months. One of the hardest parts for me, and that's deciding on a color palette. Honestly, deciding how I'm going to go about this, because like I said a minute ago, I don't think I could just sit down and crochet the same like motif square octagon thing 15 times over and not get bored. And so I did find someone in the Facebook group posted their blanket, and they just used the same 7 colors. So they picked a color palette that they liked and would just kind of randomize what colors they used on the pattern. And I was like, that's something that I can do. And so to make this more fun for me, because if it's not fun for me, I don't want to do it, I have picked 7 colors that I'm going to be using for the Persian Tiles crochet blanket. Whoa, there it goes. So 7 colors. They don't look anything like this. And that's going to be my next like granny square series, is the Persian Tiles crochet blanket. Now, I'm actually considering making this its own series on my YouTube. So maybe that's what I'll do instead of just continuing Granny Square Sunday. Yeah, because this is the only thing that when I post a video about this, it's just going to be this. It's not going to be other Granny Square stuff. So yeah, we're going to just do a separate series on my YouTube channel so that someone who is interested in doing this blanket will be able to find them all in a playlist. That's what we're going to do. Now, let's get to how I came about picking my color palette. Okay, so once I decided that I was going to just do random color draw with the same 7 colors, I started looking in the Facebook group and kind of looked for colors that I liked and enlisted the help of my daughter, and together we came up with a color palette. I knew I didn't want to do like pastel-y because I have already done like a lot of this kind of look, you know, when I made, you know, the Granny Square. So I kind of wanted to do something that was more muted. I just wanted something different. I decided on Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn simply because I have a lot of it. And I was just going to use yarn that I already had. And if I run out of a color during the whole process, I'm allowed to buy more, but I didn't want to go buy any new colors. So that was the first thing. And then I just started pulling colors that I thought would look good together. And I was using like the little color palette from the pattern and just kind of like picking light colors and dark colors that kind of went along with that, with what they recommended. The first batch of colors that I was pretty solid on was this like dusty rose color. It is Rosy Cheeks. I liked that one. And then I wanted like a green. So we have this, I don't know what name it is. And then I guess these were the main 2 that I was like sold on. And then I was like, I really felt like I wanted the orange to go with it. Then there was this blue. So see, I guess I was going for kind of like muted tones. The rest of these colors I had to kind of like play with for a little bit. So the first one I kind of was toying between this color and a burgundy, and this one won. My daughter thought it looked better. We did this on Snapchat. The other color that I really liked was this teal, and I was toying between this teal and navy blue, but I love teal, so we are gonna go with this one for that. And then the other thing that I wasn't quite sure on was a light color. So I ended up with this cream, but I was trying to decide between this color and like a light, really pale yellow. And what I ended up doing is doing some test swatches, like, and then I had this stonish white, and then the yellow, and then this ivory, and put them all kind of on like a test Granny Square, and came up with like this color palette. So here, I can't hold these all together. So there's 7 colors. Let me see if I got this. I think I really like it. I was trying to decide if I wanted to add a brown to it, but I'm gonna just stick with 7, see how it goes. So this is my color palette for my Persian Tiles blanket. I don't know, I love it. And so now that we have the colors, we're gonna play the little game of let the little jar decide what color I pick next on the pattern. So I have my 7 colors here. There we go, see? And I have this tiny cute little jar. It's so cute. And we're just gonna drop those in there. And I thought together in this video, we would crochet one of the granny squares for this blanket together. And then I'll show it to you at the end once we're done. And that'll be it. That'll be my first square out of this for this blanket. So that's what we're gonna do next. And I guess let's go make a granny square. Okay, so I have all the colors in there, and I'm just not going to, I guess, how am I gonna do this so that I don't see? I mean, I'm not going to look. And then this will be the center of the square. All right, the center of the square is gonna be green. So I'm gonna go make the center, and then I'll be back to pick the next color. All right, so here is the center of the square. Hopefully this light is okay. Now let's pick the next color that we're gonna use. Not looking. It's going to be this blue color. So I'm gonna do the next round and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, here is the next round with the blue around the green. So now let's pick the next color from our little jar. It's gonna be the rose pink. So let's add that round and I will be right back. Now, as I get started on this, there is, from what people are saying on this blanket, a lot of weaving in of the ends. And I have already told myself that I will be weaving in my ends after each like granny square that I complete, because I do not want to come to the end of this gigantic project and have, I think someone said it was like 900 ends to weave in or something like that. It was outrageous, the number of ends that are in this project. So I hope that I don't regret starting this, but I really think that, I mean, it's like a showpiece, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big project. So we're gonna just see how it goes. So far, I do like these three colors together. Looking pretty good. I like it. So I'm gonna I can't talk and crochet at the same time. So I'm sure I would mess something up if I did that. So I'm going to go finish this and I'll be right back. Okay, I finished the next round and this is what it's looking like. All right, the next round. Let's see. Oh, we need to pick another color. Does that look funny? I've never done the chain like 5 method for a center square, but that's what this pattern has you do. So I'm just gonna do what it says. But I feel like it's not closing up all the way. You see that? Like, I feel like I just, look at that. Like, I don't know. Any tips for getting that to close all the way? It's not like a magic ring where you can just pull it real tight, you know what I mean? So anyway, if you know, let me know. All right, let's pick the next color. Oh, there they go. Not looking. See, I'm covering it up so I can't see what I'm picking. Orange. Orange. Okay. Next round is going to be orange, and I will meet you, and I guess we'll see you in a second. I can tell you right now, this is going to be an issue. I'm going to have to roll this up into a ball because this is annoying me. Still, for those of you wondering, I still haven't bought a yarn winder. I don't know, like, I can't bring myself to buy one because I just feel like it would be a lot of work to rewind like all my balls of yarn. And then when it gets to like this, like, a yarn winder doesn't do any good, you know? So I might just stick with skeins. I don't know. Okay, I think I have enough untangled to finish. I'll be back. All right, I was able to finish the orange, and here is that round. So yeah, this is just a basic granny square. And then now I have to do my last 3 colors. And let's pick, I guess we'll pick the next color. I can't even talk. All right, which one's it gonna be? It's going to be dark teal. All right, I will get that added and be right back. All right, I've added that teal color, and one thing that I did want to point out, and this is coming from like when I was making the granny squares for the card deck, I remember having to put these borders around, and I remember it like bunching up and making it kind of wonky. And this pattern calls for you to increase the size of your hook. So this was all done with a 4, and then I did a 6 with this teal, and it actually like works perfectly. So one of the next videos I will show the difference. Like I'll bring one of my old granny squares back where I use the same size hook for this single crochet around, and it makes it all wee-wah. But yeah, so we are down to our last 2 colors. I'm really hoping I get the white. If I don't get the white, I'm probably gonna use it anyways, but just so you know. All right, well, these are the 2 colors. So I think I want to do white next, and then I will do the pink, and then I will show you what it looks like, and we'll have completed our first granny square for our Persian Tiles blanket. Yay! Okay, I finished it, and I think I'm gonna show it to you, but I might change the magenta. I don't know. I'm gonna see what you guys think before I really go any further on this project. And I'm gonna show it to my family too and give some other color options, but what do we think about the magenta on the outside? Do we like it? I think I'm pretty set on all of the other colors, but for some reason I feel like the magenta is throwing me off. I don't know. I don't think. But that's the square, and I have to make, how many of these? I gotta make 9 of these, and they're all gonna be random. 1 square done, or almost done, depending on if I decide to go with a different red toned. I'm thinking maybe burgundy. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and figure this out now before I edit this video. But so here is like a reddish color. I'm gonna cover up the other ones. Okay, so there's like a reddish color. I mean, that's kind of giving fall vibes, I think. Then I thought I would try some browns. So there's 2 options for brown. I don't know. I kind of like the dark brown. And then there's like a light brown. And then a gold. The gold is not it. And then this is more of a burgundy. I don't know. Okay. Shish kebab. I don't know what to do. Okay, so here's one side with the magenta, one side with the light brown, one side with like dark brown. It's almost like a black, but it's really dark brown. And then the cranberry. I don't know, I just feel like these are muted colors, and like the magenta is just too much. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards dark brown, but I'm gonna see what my family says. Okay, so I found a little bit of this not so dark brown. It's kind of in between the 2. So I'm leaning between this brown and this brown. I feel like this one's not good. So I guess we will see. I don't know. Okay, so the reds are definitely gone. We're left with these 3 browns, and this is I can't find any more of this. This is, I thought I had another skein of this, but I can't find it. I have this color in a full skein, and I I don't think I really like this lighter brown. So it's now between this brown and this brown. My oldest daughter likes this one better. My husband's kind of torn. He says use the one that you have, which is this one. And I haven't heard back from my youngest daughter, so we might be going with the dark brown. I don't know. Okay, so now I put on just the two browns just to see which one I liked better, and I'm definitely leaning towards the dark. I feel like it just looks more classy. Not to mention, I won't have to buy any yarn for this project then. So it's settled. We are doing the dark brown, which is the I love this cotton, or I love this yarn in the shade coffee. So that is it. It's the final first square of my Persian Tiles crochet blanket, and I love it. I think it's going to be super pretty. And look, I even weaved in my ends. So yay! One down, many more to go. The Persian Tiles blanket is officially underway, and look for new videos on this particular series to come out periodically throughout the month. I'm not going to commit to a certain number of videos or anything like that, because I'm just going to kind of have all of these in like a bag. And this is my Persian Tiles bag. It'll have all my yarn in it and everything, and we will see how long this takes us. Today is Monday, August 25th. Happy birthday to my dad. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. So this, oh wait, that's terrible. Let's try it this way. And I was just going to use, what is it called again? Why did I just lose my train of thought? Persian Tiles? Persian Tiles. So this is my color palette for my Persian Tiles blanket.